Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
And I'm Office Bloke Max.
Here we are, all three of us together.
Yes.
If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads of stuff on there. I'm sure you like it. All starts for a bargain price of just
£1.50 a month.
Curb Your Enthusiasm just started as well. So get in now if you want to start from the beginning.
Yeah,
watch
absolutely.
it along with us.
Still time.
Yeah, very very funny. Worst employees ever on Undercover Boss.
Yeah, there's been a few.
I like this show.
Yeah.
It's one of them. It's you get some right knobheads, don't you? You get proper caught out, don't they?
See, I've never seen
Just a bit.
genuine Undercover Boss.
Oh, you haven't?
But I've seen like your SNL skits of it. Where
Right.
obviously I know it
Right.
won't be the same, but I get the gist of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst ones, I don't know if it's going to be on here, was the guy we watched from Hooters. And he was proper abusing the women.
Oh,
wasn't
man,
he?
yeah.
He was proper being smug with the women and like, don't know,
He was bad. He was really, really
in the
bad.
end, he got the hevo.
That's it.
in
It
the
was
end.
a Cheerio, wasn't it, in the end?
Let's get into this anyway. This is the
Yeah.
worst employees ever on Undercover Boss.
You alright?
I got a weird feeling about this.
Why?
Because he seems like he's really good at doing this. He just doesn't look natural. I had a weird feeling I'm like some sort of undercover boss show.
In this video, we're going to look at some of the worst employees on Undercover Boss and how management handled them. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Let's get to it. Number 6, Ronnie. First, we'll head to Boston Market, where the chief brand officer of Boston Market, Sarah Bidorf, went undercover. She worked with Ronnie, a supervisor at the fast casual restaurant chain, who doesn't believe the customer is always right.
I'm Ronnie.
Hi, Rachel. Nice
It's nice to meet you. So we're going to be working together today, yeah?
Yes.
On your competition. You excited?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. but
It's okay, don't worry
excited.
about it. You have a great teacher.
Oh, good.
We say that because even though he's working in a place where there are customers everywhere, and his job is to serve them, he emphasized to Sarah that he hated them. But it wasn't that simple. His hatred went so deep, he felt he hated them more than anything else out there.
I literally hate customers more than anything in the entire world.
Wow.
I hate them so much.
Wow.
I always look at people who say that and I'm thinking, why do you want to be in a customer-facing
I know.
environment?
I know, yeah,
customer
just go
service.
and do something else.
I guess
You know
that's
what I
just
mean?
pure laziness that comes into it because the more
Yeah.
customers that come in, the busier you're going to be. If you hate customers and you don't want them in, you're just going to be sat around doing shit.
Well, yeah, and you're not going to end up out of a job, aren't
yeah,
you?
do you know what Boston Market is?
No.
It's like a food chain. It's like I'm not sure if it's still a thing. I've not seen one for a. I've never really looked out for one. It wasn't for
Yeah.
me. They do like a Sunday roast type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Chicken, potatoes, gravy.
Yeah.
Sort
Right,
of like
okay.
type dishes sort of
Yeah.
thing. Probably amongst other stuff. But you see that in the back there, they've got like the roast chicken on the wall.
Ah, right,
Things like
okay.
that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
it was. It
Right up
wasn't
my street, that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wasn't for me.
It's her. It's all about them. And they demand everything.
That's a lot of hate directed at customers. He went into great detail about his hate, including how the customers were terrible, stating that they were always needing something, and that everything was about them, and so on.
They're customers, they're not anything special. I fell in love with the people of Boston Market, not the customers or the corporation. Like,
So you just really don't like the customers.
customers are such like little bitches, and like all the time it's all about like pleasing the customer. Like,
Think he was done? Nope, he wasn't. He said he hated children and the elderly the most, because of how annoying they were, how they never knew what they wanted, and that they couldn't talk.
children and old people are literally the worst I've ever seen in my entire life because none of them know what they want and they're like literally can't talk. So you just kind of have to deal with it.
It's really doubling down,
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just curious about people might know the backstories on some of these, like afterwards, what happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of the end of their like, who's going to want to employ people with this kind of enthusiasm?
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
a lot of people would have seen it as well, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
It was a very popular show. I don't know if it's still on Undercover Boss. I think
Yeah,
it might
I'm not
be.
sure actually.
Yeah.
You wonder how long it could go on for because it is something
Yeah.
that people would
Yeah.
suss out in
Yeah.
without a doubt. So it's one of those that would be difficult to keep going for a long, long time. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe
I
it
just
is.
wonder what happens to them afterwards. You know, like did they, are they
trying to
take-
get another job afterwards.
Yeah, they taken for like any kind of like support or training. You know,
Yeah.
by the people
yeah.
who run the channel.
probably by
You know,
the
like,
solicitors
to-
they are,
to
or
a
something,
program
or
sort of thing, yeah.
by the legal counsel.
Yeah, like almost like a rehab for work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, it's not just customer-facing services.
Yeah,
This attitude is every walk of life, isn't it? Every single job you go for, you know, you don't have to be dealing with a customer to have, you know, just having an attitude like that. It's just sort of
I mean, we've had
not
people,
good.
We've had people who work for us over the years, haven't we, Mike? Who who could do with work rehab.
Oh yeah, there's been a few. Yeah.
Not hard to predict what the boss did next. She pulled him outside and delivered some swift justice by sending him home, and stating that she would talk with his manager about what to do next.
I did get you. I got you saying a bunch of things about our customers
I did.
that are really not very nice. I'm angry and I'm heartbroken and I'm disappointed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you home for the day. You might wanna think about whether this is really the right job choice for you.
It's pretty much guaranteed that he got fired, and it's not a surprise at all. There's a difference between hating the job you're in and hating the people you're helping through your job. Unless they did something directly to you, that hate shouldn't reach this level. Plus, if he hated it so much, why didn't he leave on his own terms?
Yeah.
Number 5, the abusive manager. Next up is the president and CEO of the restaurant chain Checkers and Rallies, Rick Silva. He went undercover as Alex to one of his stores to see how the manager/supervisor handled things.
We have very strict standards in terms of how the product should be cooked. That's why we have all those timers. Can you help me with the buttons here? Tell me which button it is?
It wasn't pretty at all. The manager was a menace. Instead of handling things with a kind but firm hand, he was barking orders repeatedly and overall being abusive to his employees, even being caught on camera saying that if one of his employees had overtime, they were going to take them outside and beat them up.
I kept hearing the general manager barking orders.
I need you to drop what you're doing. I need you to take some trash out.
And then I heard it again.
How many hours do you have right now? So if you go on overtime, I can take you outside and beat you up, right?
The CEO was so livid that he took him outside, berated him, and noted that you don't belong in that restaurant.
I'm CEO for this company. I know exactly what it takes to run a restaurant like this. And guess what? I know the right way to do it, and I know the wrong way to do it. And what I saw here today is completely the wrong way to do it.
He backed that up by shutting down the restaurant for a week so that his employees wouldn't have to deal with him anymore and could get things back on track.
Right now, you're not doing the job to our standard, and so you don't belong in that restaurant. Right here, right now, we're going to shut the restaurant down.
Think about that act for a moment. That meant the restaurant wasn't making money, which most CEOs prize over anything else. But this time, the CEO knew it was the employees who came first, so he didn't let them get abused anymore, and even paid them during this time off. Number 4,
Fair
the
play.
Iron Fist chef.
Should have took him outside and all the other staff and beat him up.
Yeah. See how you like it.
That means
It's just a weird way of going about things.
You think some of these people take it for all the television programs, like when they see like Gordon Ramsay and stuff, getting like that in the kitchen, you know, shouting things and stuff. Do you think they all think they're like a bit of a Gordon Ramsay on the side? Do you think that's where they get the attitude
I
from?
think
Maybe.
some people are just losers, man. In terms of like they just like having that sort of power above people. So because like, oh, you're on $9 an hour. I'm on $15 an hour. I'm better than you. I can tell you what to do.
Therefore, do this, do that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
my way or the highway. That
Exactly.
type of attitude.
I know a pilot called Brendan, right? And I just call him Brendan. I know a police officer, right? Called Dominic. Call him Dominic.
Yeah.
If you haven't met a chef, you can't call him by the fucking real name. You have to call him chef.
Yeah.
Right?
True. Yeah.
Yeah, chef.
There's only doctors and chefs that go by that rule. I think,
Yeah,
right? I can't think
true,
of any other. I can't think of any other occupation where you have to call them by, you know, whatever the doctor or chef.
Yeah.
But it's and chefs are absolutely mental.
Yeah.
You've got drummers in bands that are mental.
Yeah.
And chefs.
Yeah.
Absolutely off the nut.
Goalkeepers.
In two very different ways as well.
Yeah. But chefs, I've never met a normal chef. I've never met one that's like where you think, yeah, you're quite normal. You.
What a chilled guy.
Yeah.
You're always 100%.
Actually, that's a lovely person.
And they're always off the nut.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's that kind of explains it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I guess I've got to press go, have I? Are we on a delay?
We'll now go to Buffalo Wings and Rings, where the CEO, Nader Maseda, went undercover and found out that one of the franchises had a kitchen manager that was being really rough with those under him. At least when Gordon Ramsay goes off on someone, you can probably trust his judgment. But this kitchen manager was a loose cannon, condescending to coworkers, and the CEO was horrified by the way he carried himself.
I'm an ass, I'm a kid, I'm harsh, I'm over the top. Fear equals respect. You're gonna have to rule with an iron fist, man. If I see somebody take my towel, I'm gonna kick you straight in your little baby nuts.
It all culminated at the end of the episode, where the CEO brought in the kitchen manager, along with the franchise owner and another co-worker, so that everything could be talked about together.
The girls' concern was how the kitchen disrespected them and how many complaints we had from our customers.
It's like he's already been
that
put in
could
prison.
hear all
Orange stop on then.
It's embarrassing, and I don't care how many times anybody addressed it, it would never get fixed because he doesn't want to get it fixed.
It went pretty much as you'd imagine, leading to Nader giving the franchise owner the opportunity to decide what to do with him. The franchise asked for the kitchen manager to be separated from them, and he couldn't believe it.
I think I would have a better chance at success if we separate ways.
Okay, so I'm gone then.
It's the decision that Sean would like to make.
Like he said, he won't change his ways. He is who he is. Well, he made his bed, and now he had to lie in it.
I'm not gonna change me. I am who I am. Sorry, I'm such a scary monster.
Those at the top rarely see
either.
themselves at fault, and this guy was proof of that. Number 3, punching an 8-year-old. Here we have the CEO of Yankee Candle, Harlan Kent, who went undercover as Dan.
looks undercover,
and he
doesn't
surely
he?
didn't expect to meet
that
an
wig.
employee with clear anger issues.
Are you Blaze?
Yes.
I'm Dan.
Nice to meet you, Dan.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi. This is such a big place. It took me a little bit of time to get around here.
Understandable. So you're going to be training with you today?
Yes.
The employee was mad at a mess that another customer made when dipping candles. And when he went to vent to his new employee, he said this: "It makes me want to punch an 8-year-old," which obviously left the CEO pretty wide-eyed.
They'll dip it a million times, leave you a mess like this. As bad as this comes across, sometimes I feel like punching an 8-year-old.
First off, that's a very specific thing to say. What did his employee have against 8-year-olds? Second, when you're frustrated, you simply ask to take a minute to get in a better mindset. Saying you want to hit someone, especially in front of a camera, isn't that smart. This next one is arguably the worst of the lot. How so? Oh, you'll see. Number 2, Jacqueline. When the founder and CEO of Retro Fitness, Eric Hasaburi, went undercover as Barry, a reality show contestant eager to start his own fitness journey, he met one of his managers in Jacqueline. And she definitely wasn't what he hoped for in terms of someone running one of his gyms. She started out very kind and considerate, even saying it wasn't hard to run the gym.
Is Jacqueline here?
That's me.
That's you?
Hi.
Jacqueline
How are
Barry.
you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You got your...
I do, yes.
Oh, there we
I am
go.
ready.
You want to come over this side?
Absolutely.
All right. There's a lot of stuff to know,
Okay.
but it's not hard.
But when they actually started to work together, she revealed her true self. She insulted the members for asking questions about their products. She said she wanted to hurt her co-workers, and when a member was waiting for Eric to figure out the hole puncher, Jacqueline said, "It's not rocket science." Then when Eric made a follow-up joke to a customer who wished him luck, Jacqueline said to another customer that she was going to kill him.
How come this isn't punching?
You're probably doing it on the wrong side.
Oh, that is the reason why.
It's not rocket science. It's a hole puncher.
You got a tough drill instructor.
Maybe if you listen to me, I don't know.
Good luck, buddy. We're gonna need it today.
I'm gonna kill him.
She even did something super unprofessional, calling out a member for having a late payment. Loud enough for Eric and the other members hanging around to hear it all.
Hey, your payment.
Huh?
Your payment's overdue.
I know, I'm gonna pay it tomorrow.
No, you have to pay today.
Nuh-uh, Jack.
Hello, no, listen. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't with me, dude.
As you can imagine, at the end of the episode, he addressed her about her conduct. She tried to explain things, but he shut her down immediately and sent her on her way.
I can't make it any more clear. I can't have you behind a counter like this. I'm disappointed, Jack. We have to part ways. There's nothing else I could do.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
You can't have that kind of person running things. Number 1, Drew. Amit Kleinberg, the CEO of Menchie's, a frozen yogurt franchise, went undercover as Alan to work at one of their locations in Washington. Immediately, it was clear that the blonde manager named Drew was more interested in telling Amit what to do than helping him.
And Drew was not really walking me through the steps and explaining.
Throw that stuff in that
Cardboard?
duh.
She's more expecting me to pick up clues and hints of what she's trying to communicate.
She didn't teach him anything, and when she did explain things, it wasn't helpful at all. She even did this, which made Amit super uncomfortable.
Will you tie my shoe? Please, I have chocolate on my hand. Oh my god. Thanks, friend.
To the camera, she noted that Alan was asking me a million questions. Why are you asking me all of these questions? We're not on a date.
It's asking me a million questions. Why are you asking me all these questions? We're not on a date.
Oh, and she said that pretty people shouldn't have to work. And shortly after that, leaves Amit to cut mangoes while she goes back to gossip about him with customers.
Keeps asking me a million questions. I'm like, just do what I tell you to do. He's like, oh, so you're good at bossing people around? I was like, yes. Yeah, I am. I'm a professional, actually. Get it right.
How she became a shift leader, we don't know. And likely, neither did Amit. And there you have it, everyone. A look at some of the worst employees on Undercover Boss getting put in their place. Were you amazed by how the bosses handled some of these people? Which terrible employee made you wonder how they could be the way that they are? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, I wanted to see that girl from Menchie's get fired.
I know,
I wanted to see what her reaction was going to be.
Yeah.
It's that's, you know, if you get someone in coming to train, you're there to help them, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, and tell them, I always say, write notes down, take notes.
Yeah.
You know, there's a notebook and what's it? I'm going to tell you, and then I want you to write it down. Then
yeah.
You know, if you can have a go yourself, then if not, come back and ask, and we'll go through it again.
Or go back to your notes, something like that. Then you've got
I
a few things
I
jotted
just don't
down.
get the mind frame of people who enjoy doing that in terms of like talking down to people. I just don't understand it.
Because it's just got no communication skills, rather than got no people skills. It's all about them most of the time. That's why it's just about what they want to do and what they feel about.
That girl's at like a frozen yogurt place. You're not like controlling $1 billion business. Like you're just manning the till and then making a bit of frozen yogurt.
A couple of grand a day or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But
just talk like a normal person. Be normal. It's not that.
Yeah, do your job and go home. But you're there for such a long time, doing your job with your co-workers that you've got to try and get on at least.
Oh, of course, yeah. You've got to have friendships there, haven't you?
You could be spending 8 to 10, 12 hours a day, you know, with these people. You know,
absolutely.
It's not like you're just going and hanging out for an hour and then moving on.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Just treat them properly. Just do your job properly, and everyone's happy then, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know,
I've worked at 4 or 5 different like shops and customer service places, things like that. Everyone gets along easier if you're just nice to people.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
And it doesn't cost anything.
No,
free.
not at all.
Exactly.
I get with customers sometimes you will get a difficult customer
throughout
100%.
A day. Yeah,
I know that. But, you know, most of the time, most customers are fine. You know, you just want a bit of courtesy, don't you? But please and thank you, and that's it. Then if you get someone that's a bit more difficult, just be but got to be grown up and just deal with it and then just move on.
Yeah, your job is to be nice to customers and just help them with their day. It helps your day if you help them with their day.
There's many times you go in like a bar, or a restaurant, or a store, and you hear someone talking to the staff in a bad way. You're just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
what have they done?
You feel like
who do you think you are that you're talking to people like that? You know, and it's sometimes you just need to, you know.
You got respect for people, haven't you?
100%.
I can see why if people don't do something right, then you got to tell them about it. But I mean, there's a way of doing it still. You know, still got to treat them with respect.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know. But I don't know.
It costs nothing to be nice.
Exactly.
It's a great. It's a good
concept, isn't it?
Concept for a show.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
Gives
you like on the ground, but a lot of these people look like they've been done up. Like,
yeah,
to be
some of the disguises are. I mean, the guy with the curly hair,
Candle
guy.
guy.
I mean, no one's been fooled by that
Soul
one,
patch
mate.
as well.
Yeah.
All right, come on, we're better than that.
I know. Yeah, enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.